forsake me, oh my darling. Although you're breathing, I can't.
10 westerns that hinged on a single pivotal shot, and why. The channel for westerns and more. From classic confrontations to haunting finales, these shots define the genre's themes of loyalty, disillusionment, and tragedy. Join me as we explore how one powerful frame can shape a film's meaning and leave a lasting impression on Western cinema. Red River, 1948. The shot. Tom Dunstan's defiant stance in the field, physically struggling with his adopted son, Matt, during their confrontation. Why it hinges the film? Director Howard Hawks used this shot to elevate the personal feud between father and son into an epic, primal struggle. The wide-open landscape makes their physical battle symbolic of the clash between the old tyrannical ways of the frontier, Dunstan, and the new spirit of opportunity and cooperation, Matt.
All right. For 14 years I've been scared, but it's gonna be all right. Get up. Come on, get up.
McCabe and Mrs. Miller, 1971. The shot, McCabe dying alone in the snow, contrasted with the oblivious Mrs. Miller, Julie Christie, isolated in an opium den. Why it hinges the film? It is the essence of the anti-Western's bleak realism. It shows the entrepreneur's death is meaningless, unromantic, and lonely. Emphasizing the West's end was often not a heroic gunfight, but a quiet, cold, and unheralded failure. The Wild Bunch, 1969. The shot, Pike and Dutch's shared laugh, moments before the final charge, as they realise their certain death is inevitable. Why it hinges the film. This moment emphasises the anti-heroic code of loyalty and fatalism. That final, self-aware laugh triggers the slow-motion massacre that defines the film's theme, a desperate, beautiful, and violent assertion of dignity in the face of a changing world that has no place for them. High Noon, 1957. The shot. The badge in the dust, showing Marshal Will Kane, Gary Cooper, ripping his badge off and dropping it into the empty, dusty street before riding away. Why it hinges the film? This is the character's final, powerful act of contemptuous disillusionment, after upholding the law entirely alone. The shot represents Kane's complete rejection of the worthless institutions and hypocritical community he risked his life to protect.
Miller's dead. Wait long, wait long.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969. The shot, the freeze frame ending, capturing Butch and Sundance, mid-charge, right before they are annihilated by the unseen Bolivian army. Why it hinges the film? It romanticizes failure. By stopping the image, the movie avoids showing their ignoble, bloody end, immortalizing them instead as eternal legends caught in a perfect, hopeful moment of defiant action. ensuring they die beautifully in the audience's memory. Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968. The Shot. Harmonicas flashback. The hanging shot, revealing the young boy forced to support his brother, who is slowly strangled by Frank, with the sound of the harmonica mocking them. Why it hinges the film? This single, devastating flashback, shown near the end, explains the entire motive of the protagonist. It instantly converts the preceding hours of ambiguity and silent observation into an epic quest for delayed, deep personal revenge. Shane, 1953. The Shot. The farewell ride, showing Shane, Alan Ladd, riding away into the mountain range, wounded, as the young boy, Joey, pleads for him to return. Why it hinges the film? It solidifies the tragic nature of the professional hero. Shane, the master gunfighter, must depart because men of violence, no matter how righteous their cause, cannot peacefully integrate into the settled civilization they protect, leaving the boy to realize his idol is a passing ghost.
I've got things for you to do, and Mother wants you. I know she does. Shane!
Unforgiven, 1992. The Shot. William Money's silhouetted return, standing in the saloon doorway, holding a shotgun, completely backlit and shrouded in torrential rain. Why it hinges the film? This shot deconstructs the Western myth. The figure is not a legendary hero, but a terrifying monster reawakened. The bleak, wet darkness strips away all the genre's romance, showing the ugly, inevitable reality of murder and judgment.
Who's the fella who owns this shithole?
The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, 1966. The Shot. The three-way close-up during the Mexican standoff. The camera rapidly cuts between the extremely tight, magnified eyes of Blondie, Angel Eyes and Tuco. Why it hinges the film? It is the ultimate expression of the spaghetti western style. It uses extreme focus, not dialogue, to create unbearable psychological tension and suspense, prioritizing primal, cinematic tension over traditional storytelling. The Searchers, 1956. The Shot. The iconic doorway frame where Ethan Edwards, John Wayne, stands briefly silhouetted in the cabin doorway.
Let's go home, Debbie.
Why it hinges the film? It explicitly and perfectly frames civilization, the family inside the house, against the hero's nature, the wilderness outside. After returning his niece, Ethan cannot cross the threshold. He is too tainted by violence to ever belong to the world he fought to save, defining him as the eternal, tragic outsider. The channel for westerns and more. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit notification to get my new videos. Check out my channel and Facebook page. The links are in the description below. Comment, like, share, hype and subscribe. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.